Hi guys, welcome back to Adventures in New Eden. I am Ithaca Hawk. I am your dungeon master for the day, and for the evening, and for the rest of the week. And I am joined by 5 of New Eden's finest talents, the talents that know no bounds. We have Geeky Decorum, who plays Siege. We have Starmez, who plays Harzana. We have Discreet Error, who plays Sir Tristan. We have Chocolate Rain, who plays Snow. And, of course, we have Omer_AMR, who plays Who Knows, because Tazros, the valiant barbarian dwarf, who was full of character, full of life, and only shit in the floor once in the campaign, unfortunately suffered a tragic end last week, where he ceased to be alive, and that is what we call in the business suboptimal. So who knows?
I was about to ask if you've given up on keeping track of Dragon's Twitter handle, since I can't see it on the stream.
Yeah, because I realized literally about 5 seconds before I clicked to turn onto this scene that I had his Twitter name in there with his new character name. If he has a new character, of course, that is. He maybe is just here to watch. He might be an observer, secondhand DM. Who knows? But he is here with us today. Dwagon, just a quick question. How do you feel? Tazros obviously met his mortal end last week, or 2 weeks ago. How are you coping with that?
Well, I'm still grieving, drinking ale on a daily, and lack of sleep. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but the ale makes us feel better.
Exactly. Well, the ale always makes things feel better. So when in doubt, have some ale, and when you do have one, pour one out for Tazros, people. You know, just take that ale, little bit out. Remember Tazros. His name was Tazros, and we will not forget him. So, apart from Tazros getting giga-punched to death, Geeky Decorum Wrath, do you want to give us a little bit of a rundown of what happened, since your notes which you sent me are literally frightening?
I get that a lot. Okay, so one last time from the top. This is our 7th day out as a group. So we were gathered around the burnt-out building that Taz, Snow, and Siege had scouted earlier, which seemed to be where the amulet, the necklace from the bartender, was guiding us towards. So we initially thought, let's bash our way in, and then we thought, maybe not, and went in a bit more sneakily, and luckily found no traps. However, we then found that the building was completely abandoned, burnt out, and decided we'd go down further after finding a trapdoor that led to a sewer. Various people got in the poo, but we won't mention names because that'd be rude and make people angry. However, we did find it amongst everything else. There were some quite nasty things down there. One of them turned out to be a giant gelatinous cube, just sat in the middle going, om nom nom, I'm eating everything, like a big sponge. Kind of cool, but kind of creepy. And we then sent Harzana volunteered, to then go off and scout, and got into a bit of trouble with some nasty scorpion thing clinging to the ceiling. Big, white, scary, didn't like it too much. We decided that it needed to die, so killed it between us quite handily. And then, following the necklace, the amulet, we delved further into the sewers, avoiding the gelatinous cube, leaving it to its meal, and we then found a very, very creepy human-esque creature deep in the sewer, and we decided that we would try and engage with it. We didn't like that too much, and turned around and was just like, "Wah, scary!" and basically tried to kill us all. Unfortunately, Taz, as mentioned earlier, did get killed by it. The rest of us survived, and we were like, well, that sucked, and everyone was really upset. We did find out that it was the son of the tavern owner, and he was definitely not alive, but maybe not so dead either. So we managed to recover the matching amulet, and then dragged Taz's corpse out of the sewer, where we had an impromptu funeral for it with lots of ale black clothes, and many degrees of sadness. And that is where we left off.
Yeah, so after a touching funeral for their departed comrade, no thoughts for a resurrection whatsoever. It's just, let's burn the body. Tazros was lit up in a glorious Viking send-off, and his body burned to a crisp. To some of you, it might smell delicious. Others, maybe not so much. Now, you're outside this smouldering building. The fire caught with the ale. So, although it was a burned out building, there was still plenty of eligible firewood bachelors to burn. So, the fire caught well, and the building is burning brightly. Taz being incinerated within. What would you like to do?
We still have the amulet, right?
You still have the amulet, yes.
So I think we go back to the Shattered Cup or whatever that tavern's name is and report in. Is that feasible based on the time of day?
Yeah, that's feasible. So let me just put you on a map of Hama, where you are.
Unless anyone else has any objections.
I might need to just quickly change the settings so you can actually see it.
Yeah, seems like a good option. Also, getting away from the burning building, since it's most definitely going to attract attention.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so you should see this map now. So the map, where you are right now, number 3 is the burned out building. So here. Number 4 is the Lord Uriam Kedar, which was the tavern that you went to buy the ale from. The barkeep, a little bit perplexed why you walked in, bought an entire barrel, and then rolled it out the door. But he was more than happy to oblige. Money for his coin purse. You know, he sold that barrel for more than he paid for it, so he's quite happy with that. The main square where you were previously at for a bunch is over here near 1 and 5. 1 is the Nexus drop where Harzana and Sir Tristan booked themselves some accommodation.
If they're supposed to be numbers, we can't see them.
You can't see these numbers. Well, I can see them on my camera accounts. I don't know why you can't see them on the regular
Numbers
one.
are visible on stream, but not for us.
That's quite impressive.
We can just look at the stream.
Let me see. They should be visible for you. They say they're visible. I'm just double checking. I don't know why you can't see them. They say they're visible.
Meh.
We can pretend.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
just...
yeah, they're there. So, yeah, those are some landmarks that you know of, basically, is where I was getting at. And then down here, number 2, for those of you watching the stream, is the Shattered Cup. So it's not too far, sort of like 5-10 minute walk through the streets of Hama if you wanted to head back towards the Shattered Cup. It is probably early evening now. The sun is no longer as high in the sky as it was when you first descended into the sewers below. The shadows cast by the buildings are longer and elongating further the longer you stand there. The light coming from the burning building is probably the brightest light now, the sun having dropped below some of the hills nearby, casting long shadows across the entire city. So you're heading straight back to the Shattered Cup.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's the best course of action. Nah, it's best to get out of here before the watch turn up and what the hell's going on. Okay,
so as you're sort of making your way away from this burning building, you hear a few cries of fire, fire, and like some people ringing bells. And as you're sort of walking down the next street, you see a little cart with a bunch of guys sort of in very primitive fireman's garb with a big jugs of water, like are all run by, like wheeling this little hand cart as they all head off to fight this fire. I mean, it's a fairly medieval style town. Lots of the buildings are made of wood, and you have set a building on fire. So getting control of this fire is a major thing for the people who live here. So they're on the ball, and they are all running towards that fire to fight it as you head away. And of course, there's the standard number of onlookers who are sort of, oh, what's going on over there, trying to bustle their way down as you make your escape from the scene of the crime. Within 5 to 10 minutes of walking through the streets, the smell of burning building dissipates, and the cries of fire, and the bell disappears into the distance as you walk through some of these narrow alleys. Other people are going about their business now. They don't seem to really care what you're doing, or even notice that there's a fire somewhere else in the city. You've gone far enough that it's no longer relevant. And you turn a corner and you see ahead of you, on the side of the street, the familiar tavern that you've been to before, the Shattered Cup.
We walk in.
Okay, you can certainly try.
What do I gotta roll?
So you walk in, the door is open. There's a number of patrons in there, all doing their drinking thing, having a few beverages here and there. It's relatively quiet. It's not as busy as perhaps a tavern like this should be on an evening, but there's still customers. And you see behind the bar an older man who you recognise as Jardum, the proprietor and father of Ardan, the creature that you fought last time, and who was the son that you went looking for. Jardum, when he sees you walk in, he looks up, he recognises you immediately, and he puts down the sort of tankard that he was cleaning, and he comes around, opens the little hatch up in the bar, and he sort of hurries over to you. And he looks sort of around expectantly, almost like looking over your shoulders to see if there's anyone else coming in the door. And he's like, "What did you find? Did you find my son, my grandson?"
Well, you want the good news or the bad news?
What do you mean the bad news? Did you find my son and my grandson?
We did not find the grandson, no.
Okay, so you
But
found
the
my
good
son.
news is we found your
Fantastic.
son.
Excellent. Where is he? Ardan.
Well, here.
Ardan.
Wait,
Excuse
wait.
me. Ardan. Ardan. He's like sort of almost pushing by you.
Jormund, wait. No, Jormund, wait. He's dead, dude. He wasn't with the abyssal people. No, we found him, but he was like this demon spirit creature thing. As Snow clearly has no idea how to describe it. And so he was like attacking everything, and so we had to put him down. But
Wait, what you found my son and you killed my son?
No, we put his soul to rest. He was already dead. He was this ghost demon creature.
What do you mean he was a ghost demon creature?
I mean, like, that's how you describe it. I don't know. I don't know anything about Arcane.
Oh my god! He turns to Sir Tristan and Harzana, who look like the more reputable people of the group, and is like, What happened? What happened? You're a knight. You sure that you can't have killed my son?
We kind of did, yeah. Your son had been replaced by a wailing, shrieking, dangerous revenant, and it was the only way to restore his soul to peace.
What do you mean replace? I don't understand. What about my grandson? Was my grandson there?
So, what happened is that your son felt a lot of shame of the things he did with the Abyssal Order. He realized that he had made a big mistake, and he ended up taking his own life down in the sewers. And then his body got possessed by an evil spirit that used his body to fight us. So he had to put down, slay the evil creature that he has become. Not your son, but the creature that used his body.
You can see him like sort of like still like tensed up, and he like a bit of fire behind him, and then it all just seems to like deflate out of him, and like he suddenly looks his age. He looks like an old man again, as you see like the light almost kind of goes from his eyes, and he like sighs deeply, and like his body kind of racks as he sighs, and after a few seconds of silence, he's like, I had thought the worst, and I'd almost made peace with the fact that I would never see my son again. I hope for my grandson, and somehow knowing is worse, that he will never come back. Sir Knight, what did you say? He'd come back as some weird spirit.
A malicious spirit.
And he's like, I don't understand. I don't pretend to understand these things. And he turns around and he calls to through the back. And he's like, Kix! And you see this little figure come out from the back carrying a bunch of bits and pieces. And for those of you who are perhaps more used to the civilized folk, you can't help but notice you're a little bit taken aback. That's a goblin. And the goblin comes out and he's like, Kix, you know some stuff about these magical beasts. What did you say, Sir Knight? A revenant? What do you know about? Do you know what a revenant is?
Of course I do know what the Revenant is. It's the like creature, and it's like takes on other forms and just, I don't know, it's like a spear with one ring around. What do you want to know?
Well, is my son truly gone? Is there anything that you know about? Can they be brought back? Is there anything else?
No, he's dead. Like grab a cake, smash it on the top. That's your son.
Thank you, thank you, Kix. You are wise beyond what your appearance. That's for sure. How did he get there? Perhaps. Did you search the whole sewer? Is my grandson in there?
We did not find your grandson, but your son did leave a letter for you.
Yeah, and Siege will hand over.
He'll read the letter. And then he'll be like, it sounds like my grandson is still alive. Kix, you've spent some time in the sewers. You must know your way around down there. Is there any way, please, I know I can't ask you this after everything, but please, could you, and you folk as well, please, could you go with Kix and he can lead you through the sewers perhaps, and maybe my grandson is there somewhere.
The last time we went down there, we lost one of ours. I've no wish to go down there anytime soon.
I mean, how long is it ago since you killed the dude?
Matter of hours, if that.
If it's not 24 hours, we're fine.
What do you mean not 24 hours?
Like, the ghost will take another form in 24 hours and just do the same thing over and kill some other poor folk down there. But if we're going fast, we'll be fine. We'll be safe.
So
Wait, what do you mean? I thought we killed the ghost.
For now.
What the heck?
Just don't be near it and after you kill it, like a day after. It will probably eat you.
So my son isn't dead. My son is still there?
No, he's dead. I was dead before we found him.
Exactly.
I mean, he can't just have got into the sewers for no reason. My grandson must be there. Please, you can't leave an infant lost in there. Please, and he literally he's an old man. He kind of flips his apron out of the way so he can slowly kind of almost get down onto his knees, and he's like, please, I'm on my knees. I'm begging you, please. It's all I have left.
Snow stops him from doing that and then hands him back the pendant. Yeah, we'll go back and get it.
Thank you. He literally grabs you, human folk who tend to be a little bit suspicious of tobacco, but he grabs you, almost holds you for a second, and then tries to give you a hug, and you can feel the relief in
I
in
hug him back.
He's like, my grandson is all I have left of Kenry and Ardan. I can't believe, less than a year ago, they were happy. They were so happy. There's so much to live for, and now, what? I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. Maybe I'll sell this place. I'm an old man. If my grandson is safe, then I can live the rest of my life happy. I'll raise him, and maybe keep this place for him. But yeah, thank you. And he offers, like, he's like, I please, no, please, let me get some food and drinks, please sit. Kix, please, you sit as well. I will go and I will get stuff. No need to worry about it today. And he like bustles off, like, and he comes back like with like a bottle of whiskey that's like got dust on the outside of it and like still got a seal on the end. It looks like it's been there for a while, and he's like, please. And then he goes off and gets some ales and starts like just puts like a jug on the table and a bunch of glasses, and then disappears into the back and starts bringing out, cheese and meats and stuff like that, and just generally bustling around and making sure you've got all the food and drink you could possibly want.
So do we have any leads on the grandson?
Snow still has the pendant. I think we could probably use this, but I don't know. We might have to check the sewer again.
But that pendant led to the other one, correct?
Yeah, but did we ever figure out where the other pendant was? Was that on the dead body?
Yeah, we took both from the dead body.
Oh, heck. Okay, well then we can't use these, but we could, if we have to split up, we could use them.
I'd rather split the party, but that's not a bad idea.
For a cat, that was incredibly smart.
Did Sir Tristan
Cats
say
are
that?
smart, what the heck?
It's almost as smart as a human.
I'm wondering, how did you guys went into the sewers?
Yeah, that's going to be another problem. The only way we know in is right now burning and have a lot of attention.
What do you mean burning?
She means on fire, lad.
How did you set the sewers on fire?
The entrance above it is what we set on fire.
Oh, you mean in the house?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Well, there are a few other entrances. How many did you find?
2, if memory serves. There were the one we found under that house, and there was another blocked entrance. I think Sir Knight and the good lady elf found the entrance.
Yeah, but as you said, it was blocked. So we need to find it from above and go in.
Aye,
Still
we didn't
only if
fully...
you can.
Sorry, go.
Still only if you can unblock it. Still don't know what is blocking it.
Well, we didn't fully explore down there. There's hopefully an entrance that isn't blocked. But it sounds like Kix, was it?
Yes, sir.
Sounds like this chap knows the way. I've no wish to go back down there. I know this chap's missing his grandson, but I don't see what further benefit we can get from going down there.
Get the guy's grandson back.
Yeah, his son died. What's the odds a kid's going to survive down there? You saw the rats and the monsters down there. Like, the odds of that kid surviving are ridiculously low. Why are we risking more of our lives?
I mean, I have 9 lives, so I don't know about you.
Because that's the right thing to do.
And to be fair, the rats and the monsters are not your least worry about. At least you should worry about other things.
Like what?
Such as.
Have you ever dropped a sandwich into the sewer and tried to eat it? It's horrible. It's a bad place.
I mean, can't say any of us tried eating any food we deliberately dropped in the sewer. The night went for a swim, but aside from that...
Did you try to eat him?
No, he's a bit big for that and covered in crunchy metal.
Fair.
I believe you're the first goblin I've met that cares about cleanness.
I mean, how many goblins did you meet? Like me.
I met a few. Some of them tried to kill me.
Well, they're bad goblins. But look at me. I am the beauty standard of every little creature in the world. Nothing can compare to me.
Goblins can be useful members of society.
Exactly. Listen to this shiny can.
I don't question that.
I mean,
This is a wise lady here. I like you already.
the only goblins I've run into before now have been the ones that Sir Knight and the good lady elf here seem to know. Back in where were we?
That was back in Lashkai.
Aye, Lashkai. Thank you, mysterious voice in my head. Those are the only goblins I've come across. What's if you're used to exploring the sewers, what do you do? What skills have you got?
What do you mean, what skills do I got?
If you've been down there and survived, you must have some kind of skill.
Yeah, the skill of beauty on his face and some little bit magic around.
Magic?
Yeah.
What kind
You
of
want to
magic?
see something?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay. Do you see this hand?
Yes, I see the hand.
Now you don't see it anymore.
Oh, you're a fucking comedian. Great.
You
I
can
sense-
tell.
I sense a great friendship growing between you two.
I'll cast Mage Hand and then make it disappear. This is a more impressive trick, lad. Try learning something like this.
Oh. Okay.
I lean over and say to Snow, why do men always have to measure their, you know what, against each other?
I'm incredibly confused. I don't understand why this regular size one is so threatened by this tiny one. But I'm a friend of goblins, so, you know, he gets my vote.
Well, if he can indeed cast magic, then I would like you to know that size doesn't matter in that situation.
I'm just glad someone's my height again.
So you've got this
I mean-
this little goblin friend who has joined you at the table and is having taken full advantage of the beverages that have been placed before you by Jardim, the proprietor of the establishment. The whiskey. Has anyone cracked the whiskey yet? Are you all just sitting around looking at it?
I might have a
Nothing,
taste.
touch it.
Very nice. So it's smooth, surprisingly smooth. It doesn't taste like cheap fire water that's made in back alleys in some places. You know from your time at the University of Kale, and with the battalions that moonshine and this kind of stuff is common, but this is nice. This is a lot better than all of that stuff. It's not super fancy, but it's definitely not cheap.
Oh, this is a great whiskey.
Fail earlier. I'm good.
I'll have a couple of sips after Harzana tries it.
It's probably a nice whiskey for human folk, but for your sensitive cat tongue, it's like drinking liquid fire.
Oh boy.
But in a way that after you do it, it's disgusting, but you kind of want more.
All right. I'll keep sipping it slowly.
Okay. The tavern starts to like slowly fill up with more people. They all seem to be. You imagine they're probably all maybe regulars. The way they interact with each other when they come in, they look up and they see people, and they either just sort of don't make much notice of them and just look back to what they're doing, or they sort of, some of them will say hello and they'll wave back and go sit in their corners and get their drinks. It doesn't look like it's a place that has many different footfall coming through. But as the evening sort of winds on, if you're having food and drinks here, let me know if you want to do something else. Otherwise, the evening will wind down.
I want to know if the goblin can fight. So he can do magic, but can he also fight?
Are you asking?
I am absolutely asking.
Depends on what you like on fighting. Do you want to like hand-to-hand combat, or do you want to like poof magic?
Not magic.
Not magic. Yeah, of course I can. I've been helping in this bar, but the occasional dude, like troubling dude. I'm just like they never see me coming. Have you ever had a goblin on your back? Try to get rid of me.
I think I'll pass.
That's what I thought.
Jordan, go on.
I was gonna ask, does Kix know the last time the abyssal hooded figure dudes came in?
Kix probably has seen them come and go since Ardan disappeared. He kind of got here roughly the same time Ardan was disappearing, so you probably saw him once or twice, and then they probably have come in a number of times since then. The time, for example, when they came in to speak to Jardan when you were in, for example. So Kix probably has seen them coming and going. He probably doesn't. No, he doesn't know much about them other than what Jardan has mentioned, that there's some sort of like holy order.
Okay.
Do any of you by any chance know where we can find this abyssal order? They might know where their grandson is.
The only place referenced is the inverted cathedral, whatever it is. I think Sir Knight knows more about it.
But they must have a place here in the Hammer where they operate from. And that could also most likely be the place where the grandson is.
That's not a bad shout.
He wouldn't be able to survive without someone taking care of him, so...
No, which is why I don't believe he's down in the sewers.
The real question is if the sewers could lead to their place. That would at least be my explanation to why we should go to the sewer. But aside from that, I don't really know where I should start looking.
And it makes sense if we found one set of cultists underground and one lone cultist also underground, that by and large we're going to be finding cultists underground.
I mean, they don't tend to do their dirty business out in the open air, do they? Get hunted down for that kind of stuff.
I look at the innkeeper and ask him, do they still come here, the cultists?
Yes, they come every so often to collect some to collect tithes for Jardan, and for my grandson. They say that they need the money for, well, I don't know what now, but I guess to look after my grandson. I can only suppose. He obviously, Ardan used to pay these himself, but when he became one of them, he didn't have any more money, and then they would come around here and tell me that I needed to pay for my son, and they still come round.
Okay, so this sounds like they are having your grandson, and if they're still coming here, we can use it as an opportunity to find their hideout, either by ambushing them or following them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't intend to pay them anymore. That's for sure.
So what do you all say?
How often do they visit this place? We saw them earlier today, which is why we talked to you about it. But how frequently do they come around?
Usually every day or two. But sometimes they don't come for a week at a time. But of late, they've been coming fairly regularly. They take a portion of the days, take that for the tithe, and then they go about their business. I've always paid them. I didn't want anything to happen to my son, and if they said that he needed the money, then I had to give it to them, of course.
Well, okay. Train of thought here is there was a fairly long fight down the sewer. Why don't we rest here, and then if they turn up, we follow the cultists back to wherever they're from. If they don't, we'll go down to the sewer.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Please, if you want to stay here, I should have said, but I don't have. I mean, we're not an inn that takes people, but we have some bedrolls and stuff in one of the storerooms. That sometimes people, if they had too many drinks, we let them sleep it off there. I think there's more than enough space for all of you. Kix knows it well. Kix has been staying there for a little while. Please feel free to make yourself a home in there.
I appreciate it. Thoughts? Head straight out, or rest up and see if the cultists turn up?
Rest up.
Rest up, yeah.
Throw them back out again.
Okay. So in that case, then I guess
do
we'll
keep in mind, if you want to go down the sewers, do it within 24 hours, because I'm not going there after 24 hours.
Okay.
Well, we'll rest up and see if anyone turns up in the morning to take the previous evening's takings. If they do, we'll follow them. If we don't, then we'll head down mid-morning, early morning tomorrow. So it'll be within 24 hours of the spirit wraith, rather than whatever it is thing being released, right?
Yeah, sure. And it's called a Revenant.
Thank you. And then at that point, Siege will reach for the whiskey.
Cool. So if you have nothing else that you want to particularly do this evening, then you can have a night of having some free beers, some free whiskey, and staying in that place. Is there anything else you want to do? In that case, you stay the night. The accommodation is literally a storeroom. There's piles of crates with potatoes and simple foods. A bunch of crates with some bottles of cheap-looking wine in them, and then a whole bunch of barrels of different ales. Some big, some small, some with fancy stamps on them, some with just sort of handwritten numbers and things on them. But amongst all this, there's plenty of straw and hay, and some bedrolls, and a couple of torches. So it's relatively cozy. It's not cold. It's relatively dry, and you can quite easily make a relatively simple sleeping area. You can see Kix has already got one with some trinkets and bits and pieces in one of the corners. Snow walks in circles a few times before sitting down, and anyone else who wants to do anything else can do. Otherwise, you can have a long rest, and it is the morning. So in the morning, Jordan will come in, and he'll be like, "Please, breakfast," and he'll go around and he'll hand out like some cheese and some bread for everybody.
Should we go out and eat in the common area?
Yeah, it gives us a chance to keep an eye out for these Black robe wankers.
Luggo.
So in the common area, which is just the rest of the bar, there's just Jardim. There's no one else there. The doors and the shutters are closed at the front of the building.
Jardine, what time do you normally open up?
Oh, I mean, usually not long after now. To be honest, some people like to, get an early start. So really, once I'm up and everything is ready to go, I don't see any. Unless I've got errands to run, I usually just open when I open.
Aye, fair enough. These cultists, when they come around, do they come around at a specific time of day, or is it just random?
I mean, they usually come. The last few times they've definitely come in towards the evening for sure, like late afternoon, early evening.
Okay. Probably should have asked that yesterday. Is there any way to quickly communicate with you if we're away from you? Hazan, have you got anything like that could help? I'm just thinking, if we're down the sewers and these cultists turn up, we want to get back as fast as possible to try and get a trail on them, right?
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't have such spell available.
Okay, no worries. What about you, Kix? Any way of communicating quickly with this bar?
Shouting loud.
I mean, the night when he's walking trying to be quiet, but aside from that, not really.
Nope. Got nothing.
We could pay an urchin to do it.
That's not a bad shout, but it requires him to go down into the sewers if we're down there and find us. That's...
No. So all the urchin needs to do is follow the cultists and tell us where they went.
Yeah, that's actually a really good shout. I'll see if I can find someone in the city, and Siege will just slip out just quickly and just have a nose around because of criminal background and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So you head out into the streets, and it's slightly cooler than it was yesterday. Although the sky is clear, there's no clouds. The heat of the sun hasn't really imbued the city with much warmth yet. It's an early autumn morning, basically. The cobblestones are slick with some dew, and the general hustle and bustle of a busy town can be heard around you. There's merchants, wheeling carts around. There's people coming and going. You hear a couple of criers trying to sell their wares or announcing the news and things like that. Apparently there's some sort of election for a guild head coming in the next couple of days, and they're like, "Oh, come learn some information over here." The general bits and pieces that you might expect. Amongst this, your trained thieving eyes, you spot the telltale signs of a small group of young street kids moving around quietly, like moving up behind people as they go by and just gently brushing by them. And you can see with your eyes that they're attempting to pick some pockets. Some of them, they don't, obviously not successful. One guy you see that tries to grab the hand of this little kid, and he just like slips away into the crowd and between the legs of some other people. And the merchant's left, sort of holding on tightly onto his coin purse. But yeah, you can see signs of such activities.
Okay. So Siege is gonna deliberately make his coin purse really visible, but make sure it's secured. And the instant an urchin goes near it, is going to use Mage Hand to grab them. It's going to cast it ready, invisible Mage Hand, okay, and wait for one of them to be foolish enough to try it.
You would know, by the way, that Mage Hand can only take £5, so it wouldn't be able to grab and restrain someone, even a child.
That's a good point.
You have, dare I say it, regular hands.
Yeah. I was just trying to make it, just trying to use my abilities. Yeah.
The criminal finds 4 boys. Now you are directly instructing him to lay his hands on small ones.
Well, there might be girls, you don't know. Like, you know.
That doesn't make it better.
I know it doesn't make it, but that's not the... Fuck's sake. Yeah, so I'll wait for one of them to approach and then just grab them using tail, stroke, hands, whatever.
Tail stroke hands.
No, come!
Sure. So, there's a bunch of them kind of around, and you make your coin purse a little bit more obvious than most. Most people were kind of either carrying it with their hand over it to protect it, or just flat up got it underneath, maybe multiple layers. But you put it right on your hip, on your belt, with nothing covering it, and are sort of walking down the street. Can you give me a perception, please?
Out of curiosity, what are we saying the inspiration die is, if we have them?
So inspiration, you can call it in advance of a roll to give yourself advantage on said roll. You cannot use it after you know the result. So you can't say, oh, shit, I would like to roll that again.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I didn't know if it was just like a d6 because some tables do it differently.
No, it just gives you advantage. You can use it to cancel out disadvantage, but that's about it.
Okay. Before this has happened, I'm gonna leave just a couple of gold in the coin purse, so you can hear it jangling away, and a couple of coppers, whatever, just some loose change. Move the rest of it into like in a pouch, in case one of them is actually really, really sneaky and good at what they do. And then I'm going to use my inspiration to give myself advantage, and that's the wrong thing to use. Shouldn't be using that. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I was using D&D Beyond. Perception. Eesh. That was pointless.
So, you see these kids, and there's a bunch of them around, and your trained eyes, you do notice that you see some of them looking your direction, and you see a couple of hand signals being flashed. That they've spotted you as a mark. They're like, this is a guy with a very obvious coin purse. Let's kind of try and distract him or something. And you're keeping an eye on them, and you feel a slight bit of tension on the waistband. You're only noticing it because you're aware of it, and you, as you said, you grab it down your hand and you come up holding the arm of a small-looking street kid whose hand was just gently trying to untie the strings that hold it to your belt itself.
Right.
Kids don't roll very high in sleight of hand, by the way, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's teach you to do that properly, lad, and I'll drag him off to an alley.
He tries to he struggles. You grab him by an arm, but this is like a struggling child who's kids who get caught and dragged off don't necessarily come back, so he is struggling to get away from you.
Okay. So yeah, literally just gonna drag him towards an alley, and
it's got dark.
Yeah, I know it sounds wrong. For God's sake, I'm trying to role play it. Fuck's sake.
That's not a defense.
Yeah, because clearly in my regular fucking time, I go out and drag kids into the street. Come on.
So you're in an alley with a child. Now what?
Right, lad, I've got a job for you. Just pause for a moment and listen.
He is struggling, but you can see he's looking at you, and then he shouts something, which it's just a single word, but it's it's thieves' cant. He's just shouted basically a signal for danger.
Look, lad, you're not in danger, so you can stop with the thieves' cant bullshit. I'm one of you, and I've got a job for you. You're not going to get in trouble for trying to pick my pocket. I want you and your lads to go over to this shattered cup and keep an eye on it. If you see a bunch of black-robed figures go in, and come out again, I want you to follow them. There's a silver piece for you now, and a gold piece if you bring back information on where they go, and it's accurate.
When you hold up the silver piece, his eyes like kind of stare at it, and then you mention the gold. You see them go wide, and then he like whistles, and a couple others like sort of appear almost from. We're focused on this guy, and like they appear almost from nowhere, and he says something to one of them. He's like, "I never had a job," and one of them who's still a kid but a bit taller. He must be like 13, 14. Clearly the leader. He steps forward. He's like, "Speak to me, devil man."
Okay, at this point, I will use disguise self and make myself look like one of the kids.
They all all of them in unison kind of step back, and some of them almost stumble and fall, and they look suitably freaked out, and like the younger ones really scramble back and sort of hide behind stuff in the alley. And
this is just a taste of what I can do. I've got a job for you. It pays well. If you screw me on this, I'll hunt you and your rats down. But if you succeed, you get paid well.
What kind of job? Ain't no job too big for the gentleman bastards.
Right. The gentleman bastards need to track some weird cultists. You need to find out where they are, and then report back. It's not dangerous. I'm not asking you to do anything illegal. You're going to get paid well for it, and it's just an observation job, right?
We're going to need a deposit up front for this kind of stuff.
As I said already, I'll pay you a silver right now, regardless of what happens.
We're going to have to make it 2. 2 silver. Has to be 2 silver.
No. If you complete the job, you'll get a gold.
How about 1 silver now, but 1 gold and 5 silver?
On completion. Alright. That's a fair deal. So, here's the job. I want you to keep an eye on the shattered cup. Don't annoy the owner. He's under my protection. If you see a bunch of black-robed weirdos come in and leave again very shortly, I want you and your boys to tail them. Don't touch them. Don't rob them. Don't do nothing to them.
They won't see us, sir.
I don't.
Ain't no one see us.
And then once you know where they've gone, and I mean their final destination, not other shakedowns like.
Can you show us how you did that thing with your face?
In a moment. And then we'll be back in that pub in the evening, and I want you to report back to us, and you get your payment when you report back to us, and the information is accurate, right?
Okay. Silver.
I'll hand him a silver.
Okay. Give me another perception.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
While this is going on, one of the other ones was sort of managed to get behind you and slipped your purse strings. And
What, the one I've got on my belt?
Yeah, which had what you said, a couple of gold in it.
Yeah, a couple of gold in it.
Yeah. And got that out. You didn't notice. But they take the silver, and they seem very happy about this.
Right. Shattered cup. Keep an eye on it. Report back if you see anything. Alright?
Got it, sir. And can you teach us that thing you did with your face? How did you do that? Is it because you're a devil?
No. That has nothing to do with those abilities.
Can you teach us? Can you teach us?
Maybe, but not right now. I've got a job to do. And
don't worry, sir. The gentleman bastards won't let you down. And they the big one pulls them together. Right, lads, you heard him. Let's go. Shatter's cup. Keep an eye out for those figures, and we'll follow them. We'll see you later, sir. Don't worry.
All right. And then I'll just head back.
Yeah. Halfway back, a minute later or so after you've left them, and they're all long gone, you notice a distinct lack of the clinking that you had set out with some of the coins in your coin purse. And sure enough, when you put your hand down, you realise that it's open and empty.
They really are little bastards. Fair play. This was why I deliberately put the bulk of my money inside my vest because I knew that was going to happen. You wanker.
I mean, they don't roll high on sleight of hand, but they roll higher than a 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Siege is going to head back to the pub and he'll fill the others in on what he's set up.
Cool. Siege can do that, no problem. How does everyone else react to this?
Did he tell us the part about the coins, or did he leave that out?
I guess by that expression on Wrath's face, he did not tell you about the coins.
Well, I'm glad it went well. Then we have this part sorted.
Okay. So, what would you like to do then?
I believe the goblin is going to show us a safe way into the sewers.
So, if you're setting off, Kix, you know an area not too far from where this building was that they explained, where there's an old tannery that's it's not abandoned. It's still owned and it's sort of maintained. Basically, it's like under lock and key, but it's not actually currently used. And you know that they have a direct entry into that sewer system for getting rid of all the old tanning, smelly chemicals, aka urine.
Alright, do we want to go to the sewers? Right, then follow me and try to keep up. I might be small, but I'm fast.
Snow chases.
So,
And I will lead them through the alleys towards the building.
okay.
Oh yeah, before I got to the pub, I dropped my child disguise. Just realized.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were a child. Just imagine that walking into the pub. Sorry, we don't still have.
Yeah, with a long burner rapier on my back.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so you reach the streets nearby this building that Kix is talking about. And Kix, you know it's down here. It's this one down here.
Okay.
And 1 second. I've unpaused it.
We need a token for kicks on the map.
Oh yes, sorry. I forgot to Kix his token. I put. Oh, Kix does have one, but it's the old one. Sorry. There you go.
There we go.
I don't know why it's not come up with the ring, but I'll fix that another time.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so that is where you are. You know that this building down here is the tannery.
Right, it's to the left, and then it's that giant building there.
Lead the way.
Thingy to walk. Gonna ignore that. And where is the exact entrance?
So you're standing basically on the other side of a wall. It's about head height for the taller folk there, aka Harzana and Tristan, and to a certain extent Siege. And you know that the whole thing is kind of closed off, but you've previously hopped this wall to get into the kind of the forecourt.
Yeah, now we need to go over this fence, and now we're there. So, who can put me
Wait.
over this?
Wait, who's that? Snow points down the road.
I don't know. Someone.
So it's Goblin. So Tristan, you see in front of you a couple of small goblins who, when you round the corner, look at you almost in a little bit of surprise.
I'm used to inspiring awe in smaller, weaker creatures, so I'm like, raise a hand.
And
What are you guys doing?
one of them, they look at each other, and like one of them steps forward, and he raises his hand as well. And you notice the center of his hand is this like big black spot over his palm, and it's like a really sickly brand. And then his form starts to shudder and change. And can you roll initiative, please?
Just Tristan or all of us?
All of you, please. And the other ones behind him also start to change their forms.
Apparently, I'm known as Dragon 2 still.
Okay, sorry. I don't know why I didn't change your name. I think it's because I made it originally and then changed it. I might have to I might have to rechange it at some point.
It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure that out at some point. It's not urgent, I guess.
No.
Let me just get this there. Okay, and then roll. Okay, Siege. You are surprised in this one. Everyone but Sir Tristan is going to be surprised in this round, because Sir Tristan just walked to the corner, and then you don't really know what else has happened, so you're not reacting in this round. Okay. So Snow, Hosanna. This one here is going to like jump up and climb up onto the roofs, where you cannot currently see it. Sir Tristan, it's your go.
Well, I'm gonna begin by whacking this first one.
So the rest of you, for clarity, you see Sir Tristan pull his sword. Okay,
And
go for it.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
And that's me.
Okay, okay. This one here is going to run past you, Sir Tristan.
Hey, so I'll use my opportunity attack as it passes. Just a second.
Thank you very much.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice,
nice.
dude.
Well,
Walk past me with it. Piece of shit.
yeah. So he gets fairly chonked there. That was a heck of it. It's 26 damage. Nice. Okay, and gets to here. So the rest of you see this big, large beast come barreling around the corner. So Tristan swings with his sword at it as it runs by him, towards the rest of you. And then the one in front of Sir Tristan is going to take a shot. I just need to double check something quickly. 1 second. Sorry, I should have had this up before. I forgot.
Just to clarify, sorry, is this actually in the sewer or is this in the streets
This
of
is in
the
the
city?
streets of the city.
Jesus fucking whipped.
So this is going to try and bite at you. So 21 to hit.
Oh, it's
For 11 damage.
Are these like werebaboons?
Where baboons?
Yep.
And that's its turn. Dwygon 2.
Dragon 2. I'm gonna walk a bit backwards. And the one invisibly in range, I'm gonna attack it with a Chaos Bolt.
So is this a spell slot?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to roll D100 once we've resolved this? Okay, so what happens here? So it's a D8 for the damage type, right?
Yep. It says you roll 2d8s, you can pick like one of them, I think. No, that's...
Okay, I think if you click them, they should.
yeah,
roll.
attack is hit 24, yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Now I do 2d8. Both does 7, so it's psychic damage.
So that's 19 psychic damage then.
Yes.
Not bad. Nice. That psychic bolt blasts into this thing, and it like you can see it like almost shook for a brief moment, and then roll a d100. So the rest of you see this little goblin fire at this bolt, towards this beast that's hurtling towards you, and then all of a sudden, all of you, including that beast. So Tristan as well, I think. Let me just quickly measure something. No, so Tristan, you're okay. So Tristan, as far as you see, all the rest of your allies and this beast that just came charging around, all of them vanish. Just disappear.
Oh, Christ.
All of you are invisible.
Nice.
So you're invisible for the next minute. It ends on a creature when it attacks or casts a spell. So this is invisible, and the rest of you are invisible.
That's my turn.
Okay. Siege, you are invisible.
Right, okay. Not knowing where anybody is, he's going to back up to where he thinks the little goblin was last, and then fire over its head in the direction of the creature where it was last, the one that just turned invisible.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so the rules against attacking invisible creatures is that you have disadvantage.
Yes, but I'm also invisible, so it's a straight roll, because otherwise it'd be advantage, because I'm hidden.
What?
I don't
So
think that's
you
how
have
it works.
to be invisible to it.
Well, yeah, I am. I'm invisible. Literally, you just turn me invisible.
It's invisible to you.
Yeah, I know. So it would normally, when I'm hidden from something,
the
I
reason
get.
you get it when you're invisible is because you can see it and it can't see you, but neither of you can see each other.
Yeah, so effectively be a straight roll, because I get advantage.
I don't think that's how it works. But it also says the invisibility ends in a creature when it attacks. So I tell you what, you could do it straight roll, but it gets half cover. I'm not convinced that that's the rule.
Okay.
But I'm not convinced that your rule is correct either. So I'm happy middle for the sake of moving on. So
Fair enough.
straight roll,
So
but
yeah.
it has half cover, so that's +2 to its AC.
Okay.
It's a hit, regardless.
That
Okay.
one though.
Yeah, I know it's an at one. I know. So, given that I'm hidden, do I get sneak attack?
Yes, I guess so. Nice.
Holy
Probably.
shit, dude.
So, so Tristan, you saw everyone vanish, and then all of a sudden, Siege reappears with his bow twanging, and then an arrow slinks into something and vanishes, and you hear a bestial grunt of pain come from it. Is that your turn, Siege?
Yeah, it is. Be right back.
Snow.
All right, so seeing Siege and Kix just attack this like vague creature over here.
You didn't see them attack it because it's invisible.
I saw them do something.
Mhm.
So I'm going to vicious mockery in that vague direction. Is that allowed?
It's a disadvantage to things. I think Vicious Mockeries hit the spell because it should tell you that a creature you can see.
A creature you can see.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Dang it!
You
Okay.
guys-
So I attempt to do that. Obviously, yeah, I can't. Can I? Wait, what's the range? 60 odd. I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry. 1 second.
That's right.
I can see. Yeah, I should be able to see this creature over Sir Tristan. So, not being able to see that one, I turn to the one to Sir Tristan and say, "Wow, tough shit you think you are, fighting us in the street while we're saving a baby."
Your words hurt it to its very core.
Good.
And you see a little bestial tear roll down its hairy cheek. Harzana, you've oh, by the way, you're invisible now. Snow. Harzana, I've seen Siege pop back into existence. You've seen Snow pop back into existence. You're still invisible.
So, what did I hear when they fought? Did I hear Siege hit the invisible thing?
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Did I hear a sound of anything crashing onto the ground, or
No,
do I still think it's alive?
that's up to you.
Then I'll call down an orbital strike in the vague direction where I last saw it.
Okay.
I am going to cast a moonbeam.
So it's disadvantage because you can't see it.
It needs to do a saving throw.
Okay. Sure. I guess that makes sense. Thanks, Dwagon.
Wild magic for the win.
What? Which saving throw is it? Con.
It has to do a yeah, and if it's a shape changer, then it has disadvantage.
Okay. It is a shape changer and it fails.
So it's going to take full damage, and then it's going to be forced back into the normal shape.
Nice. So what's full damage? 16. There it is. It's right there. Okay. So you blast it. This beam just, and you hear yelping, and I mean, according to the spell, it has returned to its normal shape. However, it hasn't attacked, so it's still you can't see it. So you might not have happened. No promises. Okay.
And the beam is still there, by the way. I can keep it up.
Siege?
Again?
No.
In the bargain than me.
Can you 1 second. Take 17 damage off of your health as a Barghest hits you from right next to you.
Jeez. Fucking Christ.
It walked past us. What the heck?
And
Oh, no,
appears.
it's on the roof.
Oh.
It appears visibly again right next to you.
Oh, because it was within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's amazing.
It literally got to like so close. It was the other side of that wall and then was turned invisible. So he just strolls over the wall. Oh god. Okay, so Tristan.
Okay. These seem like fairly hardy things, so I'm gonna whack it. Presumably miss,
That is a miss, yes.
but it's okay because I'm gonna surge,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna whack it again.
That's a hit. Nice. So Sir Tristan swings true at this beast in front of him. You hear some pitter pattering of tiny feet, running past you, Sir Tristan. Invisibly.
Oh, I hate invisible things.
Does he get any damage for starting in your turn, by the way, Miz?
I actually think that was the damage when I landed it. So
Yeah, I'm just double checking. He doesn't get any for just starting there.
When a creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
Okay, so do the damage for it. Nice. So you hear another like smaller yelp and some pitter pattering of tiny feet. So Tristan, the one in front of you, is going to try and bite at you again and miss.
Yeah.
Dragon 2, aka kicks.
I'm gonna walk away from that beast. I walk here. Since I'm still invisible, I can do that.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna can do this. I'm gonna shoot a firebolt up to the one next to Siege.
Okay. That's a miss.
Yep.
Although you're still invisible, so you and it's not. So you do get advantage this time. I believe.
First 25 and 3
Is that
damage.
right? Rat's got me so confused in these rules right at the minute. Okay, I made 3 damage. I'm sure it's very,
That's my
very
turn.
frightened. Cool. Siege, there's a massive beast right next to you.
That was muted, but it was lots of Fs. So, what Siege is going to do is... Where's my ability? I'm pretty sure I can disengage for free. Somewhere in here. Yeah, so cunning action, disengage, and run the fuck away, because I don't want to be anywhere near that thing. Just checking distances. There's probably one right in the middle, so this is not going to be good. Christ. Yes, I'm going to run again over by Kix, because since I can now see him, and then I'm going to fire at the one that just took a chunk out of me with the longbow. 12.
That's a miss.
Yep, that's not good, and that's the end of my turn because that's burn action, movement, and bonus.
Okay. Snow.
So watching my comrades run, I will follow them. And this gives me a better angle on this creature. Wait. Yeah, it gives me a better angle on oops, not Tristan. On that creature, so I'm gonna do another vicious mock. Or I'm gonna do shatter. Hold up, let me look at shatter. Alright, I don't know if Shatter's gonna be actually useful here. So I'll use Vicious Mockery then on that creature next to Tristan to kind of give Tristan the better. Hopefully it disadvantages it. Gives Tristan a better fight.
1 second. Thank you. Salt delivery. It fails.
Yes.
Takes 4 damage. 4 psychic damage. And again, his feelings are hurt by your words. Harzana.
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
I'm going to use my action to move the beam down on the one below us.
So it must make a con save, right?
Yeah, but I think it's on its turn it has to do it. I'm not entirely sure.
Let me just double check the writing of it. Creature and on a turn. I mean, it's entering the spell's area, right? Because you've moved it. Is that right? But then it would be 2 per every time because it would get it when it does it, and then it would get it when it starts its turn.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's on its turn that it actually takes the damage.
Okay. I mean, that does make sense. Let's just do that for now. Conveniently, it's turn right now, so it's going to make that con save. It passes, so that's half damage, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Roll it. So that's halved, so. Cool. And then it is going to move to here. And then it will. Snow, can you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
18.
So you feel this wash over you, and I mean, you're proficient with this kind of stuff, so you know that this beast just tried to suggest a course of action for you, tried to enter your mind and direct you to do something. But you managed to push it out, lock off that door before it could command you to do something. So Tristan, it's your turn.
Okay. Yeah, simple one here. Gonna smash this one. The duality of man.
Yeah. Yep, that's a hit.
And that's my turn.
Okay. You hear the pitter pattering of tiny feet disappear off into the distance. And the one in front of you, I believe, has disadvantage because of the vicious mockery.
Yep.
It does.
It is going to turn. You see its figure start to shift and change, and a moment later, a small goblinoid is in front of you again, and then it waves its arms and just magic, and it steps through a portal and then reappears up here and then starts to run this way. Do I go on 2?
Let's mix things up. I'm gonna cast Frostbite on the one next to Snow, the one below.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just DC 14 Constitution saving throw he needs to make.
Okay, he passes.
Hey, okay. That's all.
Okay. Siege.
So Siege is going to back up. Again, trying to clear range to actually get his longbow working. And it's going to step into the middle of the street so he can keep an eye on what's going on. And then fire his longbow at the thing that took a bite out of him. 13. Oh my god.
That would be a miss.
And there's not a lot else I can do, so I'm going to actually use my bonus action Second Wind to recover some hit points. That's pointless.
That's 3 points. That's not pointless.
Very pointless.
Snow.
End of my turn.
So not wanting to actually fight this thing, Snow's going to disengage and then move away. And then she's gonna call to her teammates that the thing tried to, I'm guessing, like charm her, so that these things are pretty proficient, or maybe proficient in magic or some sort of something like that. I think I'll end my turn there because I can't do anything. I can't do much with my bonus action.
Okay, Harzana.
I use my action to move the bean on top of the ugly thingy again.
anything else from you?
And then I stay put.
Okay, it's its turn. It makes it. Let's see if it makes its con save. It double that fails. So yep, roll the damage. As a moonbeam slices down from the skies, and what type of damage is it?
It is a radiant damage.
Okay. Sir Tristan. No, of course not. That's not the end of its turn. It's going to.
So does it get forced back to its normal form?
Yes. Yes, it does. 1 second. Hello. He's going to step forward, and it's going to turn to you, Harzana, and it is going to try and cast a spell at you. Can you make a wisdom save?
So is it a spell that's a charming spell?
Yes.
Then I have an advantage.
Okay. You pass. It's going to turn and run to here. Sir Tristan.
That is exactly enough spaces for me to get to it. So I'm gonna rush it. And I'm gonna strike it.
Can we question him?
You hit it, Sir Tristan,
Excellent.
and you slay it in one hit.
These things happen. I am in fact mighty.
So it is DED dead. And we will come out of initiative there. So you're left with this goblinoid corpse in front of you, a couple of craters in the street.
And half a tiefling.
Half a tiefling, yeah.
I'll sort of pick the. I'm assuming the way I killed the corpse is still pretty much in one piece. I'm going to sort of heft it towards Siege so you can, have a look through it.
So I'm keeping the beam up. It has a duration for 1 minute that I need to concentrate on. So I'm just going to keep it at hand in case I need it.
So you're just going to keep this casual, all-powerful beam of moonlight just blasting into the middle of the city for a minute, just in case we need it.
It's good light. It helps Siege see.
Siege, you notice that both the palms are blackened, and the robes will tarnish have various pockets and stuff in them, and in one pocket you find a rolled up piece of parchment paper.
Has it got any writing on it?
I mean, on the outside, no.
Okay. Would Siege check it for traps? No, just gonna unroll it. Bollocks.
So you unroll it, and what you see surprises you. You see a fairly accurate sketch of all of you plus Tazros.
Forever in our art.
It's very clearly you're looking at sketches of yourselves.
Do we look cute? Is
You-
it like
you-
a flattering sketch?
I mean, you notice that you seem to be more chonky in this sketch than than regular.
Yes.
Is there any information on it other than just a picture of us?
Nothing else, just a sketch of you guys.
We've clearly riled someone up the wrong way, and I'll show the other two who haven't been peering over my shoulder or under my armpit, as the case may be. This was a targeted attack. Someone's after us.
Wait, how much money is this guy?
Someone,
Go on.
someone knows that we are investigating this.
Yeah.
Was
Not
Kix
ideal.
also on the drawings?
Say again,
Sorry?
Takam?
Was Kix also on the drawings or just Taz?
No, Tazros was there, you're not. Kix is not. Dwygon's not either, but Tazros is.
It's a good point. We'll know how bad these villains are based on how attractive we are in the sketch.
Sir Tristan looks shorter than you would expect.
The bastards. We can take them down.
Steve, noticing this, will just have a grin slightly and tuck it away in a belt pouch.
All right, let's get over the wall because we've been messing around too much.
So probably about a
Guys
minute
are
has
waiting
gone
too
by.
lazy. Let's go.
So Harzana, your moonbeam will have.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to remove it, and I accidentally made a new one.
Oh no! I accidentally cast another beam of light from the sky. The
We're
police
dodging,
are
like,
there,
all
like,
the bombardment.
please, ma'am, stop blowing up our city.
Click the drawing. Is it the drawing tool? No. It's the measurement tool. Yeah, click the measurement tool and then click on the center. Hit
We
delete.
need these streets to move our goods down.
Yeah.
There's just like rubble left. Now, the one place where she was like, just in case we need it, it's just like drilled down like 3 feet into the cobblestones.
Oil free.
It's some really powerful moonlight if it can burn through stone.
Well, I mean, it does a huge amount of damage and forces shape changers to change. So I'm
Burn
assuming.
through anything if
Yeah.
you believe.
So this wall here is about just higher than head height for you, Sir Tristan, and this is the wall that Kix is indicating that you have to go across.
Alright, I'm gonna start like throwing people over it.
Okay.
Whichever of you was first, that was not very helpful. I apologize.
Probably going to have been Siege as the group scout.
No, make it me because then I land on my feet.
I was gonna say, make it somebody who'll land on their feet, so somebody who'll turn this.
I mean, you don't need to roll for this. You're not under particular time pressure. You can easily like boost people over a wall without having to like physically pick them up and try and throw them across.
Alright, fine.
So you don't have to roll
You're
to
all
get
safe.
across the wall. So you can all make your way to the other
Oh wow.
side of Siege. Stop moving. I'm moving you myself. Of the wall. So now you're in this little courtyard.
It's a shame the stream camera didn't catch that because that was very cool.
So you're on the other side of this courtyard, and I can close the initiative tracker actually. It's just the like alley kind of back area of a tannery. The smell is quite strong here. If anyone's familiar with the old style process of tanning leather, it's basically horse piss on dead cow skin. So it's not the most nicely smelling place. And you can smell it. You can see various tools and implements and scraps of leather lying around. And in this just here, sort of underneath some or to the side of some of these barrels, you can see like a big, large steel grating, which is looks like a manhole cover type thing, and it's currently got like two big iron two iron poles through like hoops on either side, so that's like, you know the way you would blockade a door by having like a hoop and you would put like a barricade across the door. Do you know what I'm saying? Am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's got two of those crisscross, so there's hooks on the ground over the manhole cover, and there's big poles that go through it, so you couldn't lift the manhole cover from the other side, if that makes sense, to seal the manhole closed. So that's what it looks like.
Kix will walk over and just points towards the floor, more or less. Like, well, they put like smelly stuff down here, so we're going down here as well, because that's the sewers. But someone needs to, like, I don't know, open this?
Siege will step up and help Sir Tristan.
Yeah, so the poles are in there quite firm, but like with a few donks with your glaved fists, you're able to shift the start of some rust around the poles and then slide the big poles out.
Is it open now?
It's not blocked. It's not open.
Then I'll try to just open the manhole.
Okay. It's heavy. It's a solid lump of pig iron here. How strong is Kix? Not very. So Kix, it's very strong. Give me a strength roll, just raw strength, to see if you can. Nice. So. So the little goblin gets down and looks up at you and is like, "Remember, lift with the back," and then grabs it and use a jerking, twisting motion for extra strength, and just kind of goes "Rumph," and wrenches this this big huge manhole cover up, and sort of in the same motion. It's like, you know, the momentum's taking this towards Sir Tristan, who's braced to catch it, and then Sir Tristan, this thing, like, you ready for it, and it's like, you know, when someone goes to like throw you like a medicine ball and you're not prepared for the weight, and you kind of go and you drop it. That's what happens to you. Like, the way that this little goblin just kind of flung it up, I mean, that can't be very heavy, so you just were not prepared for the weight of it.
Oh god, like the speed
Exactly.
of goblins.
Yeah, so I mean, if we were playing a Telltale game thing, a little thing will pop up in the corner that says Sir Tristan likes this. He's very impressed by this feat of diminutive strength. And you see a ladder going down through a tunnel into gloom below you.
Alright, let's go down, and remember, if you fall, you're worse than my previous sandwich. So don't do that. And Kix will start climbing down.
No
Okay.
follows.
Yeah, Siege will follow as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna hate this.
So you climb down and emerge in the sewers that you recognise from before, although clearly a different entrance from where you last came in.
Stuck at 90% for me loading.
Yeah, same. Also going to be right back. I've changed my colour filters.
Okay, if it's still loading for a couple of people, is it?
Yeah, 90%.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to quickly grab a drink then while it's loading, so hopefully it won't be
It's loaded.
too long. Oh, I'm still grabbing a drink, so.
I'll be right back too.
Right, same for me then.
You can still see all the marks from last time.
I didn't realize the bar was open. I went to make a drink and I was told that the bar is open and the drinks are being prepared.
Oh, bless her.
Just let me know if it's not loaded for anyone. Do I got unloaded? Everyone else loaded?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. And it's weird. Some maps like load slow and some maps don't. I haven't figured out what impacts it.
What's interesting this time is that we can actually see where we've previously explored, even though it's not quite as bright.
Yeah. So
I love that the markings are still on the map.
Yeah, I was just saying that.
yeah, it takes a bit of jiggery pokery to make it recognize things like that, but it's worth the effort for that exact reason. Like, you know, moving stuff around and things like that. I just think it's a cool little effect. Once Snow's back, we'll continue.
Well, off with the rats.
Just for my reference, how well does Rex actually know? Kix knows the sewers.
I poured it when it had ice in it, so it looked like it was a lot, but it might not be.
Oh, that's strong.
Yeah.
Apparently couldn't find the measurer, so just eyeballed it. So it's nice though.
Why would you measure it when you're at home?
I'm back.
Otherwise, I end up like just absolutely trashed accidentally. So I make sure I measure them.
Fair enough. Welcome back.
Because you know it's like you have like the first one, and then the second one, and then the third one, and then you're like, I've only had 3.
Yeah, there's like 4 times a bar's measure easily.
Exactly. So I use a measure. Cool. So you're all there. So you have appeared in this sewer, which you kind of recognize from before as being part of the sewer complex that you had been down earlier. Yeah, this is where you are.
Does Kix knows the actual sewers?
You probably know them fairly well. When you got to this type of town, you know, goblins aren't really kind of socially accepted by a lot of people, and they're quite shunned. Like a lot of innkeepers and stuff wouldn't let you stay there. And you know, goblins being no stranger to like, you know, caves and dank places, probably found refuge in various like sewer complexes like this. So you have probably been through this part of the sewers before, and are maybe not intimately familiar with it on like a daily basis, but you're quite familiar with moving around the sewers.
Okay.
Snow immediately turns to her colleagues. Guys, remember that giant cube thing? We should make sure we get rid of that before something bad happens with it.
Or just avoid it entirely. We know what it is. We can walk around it.
What happens if it eats too much and gets really big?
Then it's someone else's problem.
You could always feed
Then it will get stuck.
The last one we fought nearly killed us.
Yeah.
feed it
I mean,
dynamite.
it's useful.
Could feed it some dynamite. That's not a bad idea.
Alright, where did you guys want to go?
Well, we've covered pretty much all the area except from the southern points when we were down here last. There wasn't anything that was obvious that stood out as an exit or an entrance. So maybe head down that way first.
To the south?
Yeah, the northern and western areas were pretty much covered. We know there's in the center there's a big floaty cube thing that likes eating everything.
Yeah, that's where I put my never mind.
Let's go.
Alright. This is so ridiculous.
I love this so much.
So Snow.
Oh my god, I stepped in the shit.
Yeah, you did.
Dude.
Yeah, you. That's like a 5-foot drop down there, so you would have just jumped down and gone like waist deep into kind of drying.
Waist deep?
Yeah, like I mean, it's a sewer, and it's like, you know that way when it's like the water's drained away, but it's left with kind of like the still moist sludge, and you're quite small, so waist deep for you is only maybe like 2 feet, and you've gone. So everyone else can smell
Help.
where Snow has gone.
Snow, wait, can't get out straight.
Wait, are we stepping in the water over here too? Oh,
Yeah, but it's like
that's
ankle deep there, so.
Yeah, everybody that didn't
Oh,
dive
okay.
in is going to walk carefully through the very shallow bit.
Harzana, help!
Yes, no.
Is that meant to be a ladder?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I clean the cat's clothes. I can't clean Snow.
I wouldn't
So
advise.
Snow,
making
you
that
feel it
last
like
sentence.
between your toes.
Well, I'm wearing boots.
Yeah.
Why would the
It went in over
actually
the
wear
top of the
boots?
boots.
The boots are filled as well.
Fill your
Just
boots.
squelching.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give her a look like she's disgusting.
I mean, the boots are clean now because Rosanna cleaned them for her, but it's still between Snow's toes.
But my toes aren't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit over here and clean my toes while they look at that.
Oh, just let.
With what? Your tongue?
No, I have like a bedroll and shit. You guys don't have any of that
You're gonna clean it
stuff?
on your bed.
Yeah, I don't use it.
It's a fair comment.
So yeah, you guys see a ladder there in that part of this tunnel.
Do you have any idea where that leads, Kix?
Oh, I literally have soap. I'm cleaning myself right now.
Do I have an actual idea where this leads to?
You have a look at it, and this entrance is smaller than the one that you came down, and you know that it's not one you've been up. You don't know where it goes, but you know these ones tend to go into like smaller buildings rather than like industrial ones. Like the one for the tavern was relatively big, and the one for the tannery was bigger. But this is quite a narrow one. It's like probably just like an access hatch that's been long forgotten about somewhere.
Are there any signs? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I have no clue where this leads to.
Are there any signs that it's been used recently at all?
Give me an investigation. So looking in at the rungs and the ladder and stuff, you see parts where some of the dirt that's built up over the years has been like scuffed off, with boots coming down. Some parts look like kind of fresher mud or something that's on one of the rungs. It's probably come off someone's boots when they're climbing up or down. So yes, it does look like it's been used recently.
I'll relay this to the party.
Alright, sounds good to me. I'm gonna have a look.
Well, would it be worth just checking out any other entrances just to make sure there's no surprises left down here? It won't take us long to scout it and then follow that up. That's me asking the group, by the way.
I mean, do you guys still want me to come with you guys, or?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of your employer's issue we're dealing with, so I'm sure we both can benefit with you coming with us.
I mean, you have to explain me something. When I dropped the plate, he got really mad at me. But you guys killed his son, and he thanks you with food and stuff? How does that work?
Oh yeah, by the way, when you passed through, you did notice the corpse of the son is still lying there, like face down in this sewer.
Headless corpse.
Headless corpse, yes. Just pointing that out.
Headless looted corpse.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
Do you
his
wanna-
son
Sorry.
killed himself. What we killed was the monster that had taken his body.
I mean, if you want to be theoretically, yes. Does that work so I can kill? No. Never mind. Let's go up.
I mean, we could also just have left and then we'd actually had our good friend still alive. But I still wouldn't have brought his son back. So we can stand here and argue, or we can move on.
Oh, Siege
Yeah, I
wants to
don't
explore
like that.
elsewhere, but sorry, go on.
I don't like arguing. I agree with the tall lady. Let's go up.
Yeah.
Siege will follow the group.
Okay, so who's
If he
heading up
wants to
first?
have still a sneak around, that's fine. We've got the amulets anyway. But
Yeah. Snow can give Siege an amulet and then keep one. Or give one to Harzan or whoever's leading the groups.
Siege has bad experience with splitting the party previously, so he's not going to do that.
Okay, let's head on up then.
So who's going first?
Me.
Right. It's quite a narrow squeeze for you with your armor on. You can certainly do it, but like you're really having to like move quite slowly. Some might say at half speed through this tunnel with the ladder in it as you climb up. Your armor kind of scraping along the side. It's leaving gouges every so often in the clean polish of your armor. And you get towards the top, and there is a wooden covering over it. You can see some like very faint light coming through some of the cracks in the wood.
Okay, I'm going to push it open.
Okay, you do so. How are you doing this?
Oh, actually, I suppose I've got to keep one thing on the thing, so I'll just push straight upwards.
Yeah, so you push up. Are you doing this loudly, quietly, as loud as you can, quiet as you can, like normal?
Sort of normally, yeah.
Okay, so you push it open and it kind of hinges up and it makes a small bang as it hits the wall.
And then I'm going to climb out of it.
Okay, so you climb out and find yourself in the bottom of a staircase in a narrow corridor, and there's light flickering from around the corner ahead of you, and you can hear some like the sound of a large fire, like a crackling, like fairly noisily, and the sound of conversation, and the conversation seems somewhat close.
Presumably, I can't discern the words that are being said.
No, at this point you just hear it's like hearing a conversation from far enough where you can hear people talking, but not far enough that you can hear them, or the other way around.
I'm going to sort of kneel at the top of the gap and just sort of tap on the bars to tell the others to come up.
Okay. Who's next?
Red Kicks will follow.
Alright, Kix, you climb up as well. And I wonder if I could put you kind of... It'd be great if I could put you on like half squares to show that you're all kind of standing there. So you can, yeah, there we go, half square. That'll do. So Tristan, move back. So you also see that, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So Kix, you hear the sound of fire burning up ahead and the sound of conversation. It's clearly people just like talking at this kind of level, just having a conversation amongst themselves, not really paying, they're not like quietly speaking or anything like that. It's just two people having a conversation.
Okay. I want to directly like move ahead and just peek around the corner there.
Okay.
I want more like this.
So you see about what is that?
I see two.
Yeah, about 35-40 feet away, you see two people with their backs to you, and they're wearing armor, and they're just sort of leaning against the walls. Like one's leaning against this wall here, and one's leaning against this wall here, and they're just kind of like chatting, leaning back, casual.
Okay, look around to Sir Tristan and to like, and put two fingers up like this.
Two is way less than the number I can find, so I could charge them if necessary, but it's good to know.
Okay, who's next up the ladder?
Snow will go.
Okay, so Snow, you also appear at the top of this ladder. Here.
She looks to both Tristan and Kix to see like what's happening.
Yeah, and Hasana follows after Snow.
Okay, just gonna move you, and I'm assuming this might be a wild assumption, but I'm assuming Siege is following. Is that correct? Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
It's not my first time playing. I know. Okay.
Jesus, how big is this fucking map?
Pick.
So what would you like to do?
So, any plans?
Well, I guess this is where I earn my pay, and he'll head out to scout.
Okay. If you're moving past where Kix is, then I'm going to stealth roll from you as you move. Nice. So move yourself 1 square at a time. You choose the arrow keys. It's easier to do it, I think.
Okay.
So you also see these two figures ahead at the end of the corridor, and like I say, one is leaning against this wall, and one of them is leaning against this wall, and they're sort of standing like, arms crossed, just having a chat to each other. They're both wearing armor and have weapons, but they're in their holsters.
Right. Okay. Well, Kix has already seen this. Using that stealth roll, I'm going to try and move closer, try and overhear what's being said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can.
Cool.
Need a diagonal button on the keyboard. So as you get closer, you hear them talking, and you hear these sort of gruff voices. They're like, "Yeah, I know. I mean, to be honest, if the pay wasn't so good, I think I would, just pack up and leave this shithole of a town myself. This can't be fucking doing with all this weird culty bullshit. Like, I take my pay, and that's about it. I mean, obviously don't let them hear us talking about this, but I ain't getting involved in any of this shit. It's getting a bit dark for me, mate." And the other one's like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, but like you say, pay is pretty damn good. Can't really complain." It's just that kind of chat, nothing over.
Right. Okay. I really don't want to attack them if you don't need to. Siege is going to just quickly scribble on a piece of paper and then use his mage hand to send it back down the tunnel rather than risk moving. And
Clever.
just say
Inspiration.
thoughts. Thank you.
So a piece of paper comes down the tunnel with a little spectral hand, and it just says "thoughts" on it? ?
And yeah, I'd put like 2 guards and can't hear anything else.
Yeah, Kix, did you see what's around there? Do you think there's a way to go past them without killing them?
I mean, houses, these hallways, are they lit up by torches and stuff?
So the one you're in right now is quite dim. I did enable lighting on this one, so there should be lighting. Hang on. I need to I need to transition to darkness, I think. Yeah, it's reset the lighting. 1 second. If you see it getting darker, don't worry.
Yeah.
That's just me turning the lights off. So there is torches, and they are lighting up. So you can see, Kix, from where you can see, you're in darkness. Siege, do you see the same as I see? Do you see that you're in darkness and you're on the edge of light?
Yeah, 1 square away from the light.
Yeah. So you guys are in a kind of a dark tunnel. You see the light coming down the tunnel. Siege is on the edge of the light, and you can see like the flickering of a torch, probably on the wall behind one of those guards.
The last time I passed people that didn't need to see me, I just made it like go dark.
We could try talking to them.
I can also cast minor illusion to pull them away.
Siege is going to turn back to them and just mime writing on the paper to get their thoughts. Because I'm assuming I probably don't hear them from
No.
there.
It's
No,
not
you
where it's on the paper.
What do you write in the paper, Snow?
I write, disguise, minor illusion, and then I take Disc's comment and write talking. And I also take Kix's comment with lights as like the 3 options. Maybe I number them to show that they're different options.
So you get a piece of paper back that says there are 3 options. 1, talking. 2, minor illusion. 3, what was the other one that you said, Snow?
Lights.
Disguises
Disguise,
and then lights too.
and then 4 lights. So that's your 3 options.
Okay.
These 4 options are your 3 options.
Yeah.
Okay, so Siege is going to write on it next to the illusion one, like cultist stroke robe, and then me, and then send it back down the tunnel.
What are
It's
you
like a
trying to
paper
ask?
airplane, but they're using mage hands, so it's cheating.
Culture. Wait, cultist robe me?
Wait, he's been a cultist this whole time.
I just see Snow looking at this thing and just looking up like just the 2 of them looking back and forth.
Having.
Shit miming each other.
Seeing the visible confusion, I
Do you know
will
what?
cast.
Do you know what? The best thing to do right now would be for both Wrath and Rain to mute themselves and try and communicate this back and forward.
Alright.
Oh boy.
Gonna prop.
What is he gonna do?
He has a bathrobe, dude.
Is this racist?
It looks like 2 mimes having a battle.
Mime rap battle.
Yeah, mime rap battle.
So at this point, Siege is going to get frustrated and like go back down the tunnel.
I can only disguise myself. So I can dress up as a cultist.
I can make myself appear like a cultist. I have that magic.
Okay, why don't you and I cast it up and then we both go down and we can back each other up.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. So I will use my. Where's it gone?
Wait, not minor illusion. Wrong spell. Wrong button. Don't look. Somebody
rogue.
disguise self.
Yeah, I will use my final.
5 feet, minor illusion would work.
Yeah.
No, minor illusion
so
is not like you can't like make yourself look like someone else with minor illusion. So you cast disguise self
Yeah,
and yourself
it's-
Snow.
Oh yeah, I suppose the image doesn't replace you. It's just
Yeah,
an additional image.
and then
Yeah. So
you're also using it. Yeah,
yeah. So I'll appear like one of the cultists that we've seen previously.
nice. So the 2 of you look
Same.
like cultists. One of them is tall and thin, and the other one is quite short and a bit chunky. But both of them are wearing the robes that match the ones that you've seen before. And yeah,
And our features are gonna look more non-tiefling, non-tabaxi as well.
so like humanoid
Yeah,
basically.
generic,
Humanoid.
boring human.
Okay, so yeah, you both look.
Yeah.
So there's a very short, chunky human, and then a tall human. Both of them are trying to hide tails.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna wrap my tail around my leg because like you wouldn't be able to see it with the disguise self.
Yeah,
you would know you'd know it's there if it touched you.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, the rest of you see these 2 after a bit of bickering look like cultists.
I mean that image in Discord.
Hang on.
Us.
Yeah.
It's not far off. It's not far off. Oh
Yeah, it
dear.
literally is. Do you know that bit with Snow? If you've not got inspiration, you can have it as well. That little bit with you guys muted. That was hilarious.
We were trying to say the same thing.
Okay.
Right, okay.
What are you doing?
Heading down the tunnel. Snow, do you want to take the lead or do you want me to?
I'll follow you.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
This is gonna end so badly.
So you're not trying to be quiet now. You're just walking.
Just walking. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to lean into Tristan and tell him, keep your sword ready in case they screw up.
So as you walk down the corridor, as you get close, the two guards, like you hear the conversation stop, and they turn to look at you, and both of them sort of step to the side, and they're like, they sort of just like give you a nod, and yeah, let you walk by.
Just sweep past it, ignoring them.
Snow does this, but then stops and turns and says, "You know what? It's getting kind of late. You guys should go take a break or something. It's pretty quiet down here, so I'm not too fussed if you guys aren't on guard for a couple minutes."
You can see them sort of like their eyes sort of quite look at each other, and they're like, "Thank you, ma'am. We're actually just finished our shift. Sure, we can certainly. Yes, thank you. And both of them like turn and sort of like walk off down this corridor. Oh god, I've moved one outside the map. Hang on, there you go.
So they've gone to the top corridor, yeah?
Yeah, that's where they headed off to. You hear they're like
Okay.
clanking going down the.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Dancing Lights. Oh, wait, there we go. And send it back down the tunnel, and gesture for the in the light. They now have down there to gesture for them to join us.
So the rest of you see this like dancing light come down the tunnel.
Alright, there's another guard patrol expected shortly, so hang a little ways behind myself and Snow, and if anything goes to shit, smack him with the sword.
I mean, why not, like, make us pretend you caught us something and and you're escorting us?
We don't know if they take prisoners here. If they don't, then that could put us in more trouble.
Then maybe as a sacrifice?
What if we take them as a guess? Because she points out how both Harzana and Tristan are all dressed up, so...
We could try it, yeah, by all means.
You want to what?
Like, you're our guests in this establishment.
Act like we're escorting you.
I mean, if some of these people were the ones who sent the... I can't really call them assassins, the small goblins, they wouldn't know who we are.
But, wait, how tall is Kix?
It's small. I don't have a specific
Like,
height, but he's small.
Like a foot or two, or like is it more than 3 feet?
I don't do American units.
Could we disguise? I'm asking because I'm thinking we could disguise you as a baby, like we just swallow you in a cloak.
He's bigger
and
than a
hold you.
baby. He's bigger than a baby.
Yeah,
Dang
I think
it.
3 foot would be fine, yeah.
Mr.
Okay.
The DM,
Mm-hmm.
in the sketch that was provided of us,
Mhm.
what degree of detail was in the sketch?
So it was like if you showed it to someone in the street and then had them you standing nearby, they would be like, "Oh yeah, that's them." You know, it's detailed
Like,
enough.
Portraits or full bodies?
Full bodies with like so like a full body with showing like kind of like your garb, like your armor and stuff like that, and then like a separate like close up of your head and face, and the face was probably less accurate than the whole thing. Still quite clearly if you held it next to you, but oh yeah, that's me or that's them. But you know, there's only so much that an artist can do. It's not like photorealism.
But presumably it's not like specifications of our equipment or anything.
No, it was just a picture or a drawing.
I was about to say, does it appear like Siege is wearing like the longbow and stuff, or the shortbow? Because that gives it a timestamp, effectively.
Yeah, it's got your. When did you get your longbow again? You got it when you got here.
Yeah, to the city.
It
And I upgraded my armor as well.
has your. I think I'm not sure actually. It's a good question that I hadn't thought of.
The reason I asked was, would the sword that I had taken from the cultists be something that they'd made note of, or?
That you can't tell. Your sword is like sheathed in your one, and for you, Siege, there's a bow. You can see a bow sticking over the top of your corner, on top of your shoulder, but you can't really tell what size of bow it is.
Fair enough.
It's just a bow. It's just someone's obviously said, and they have a bow, and they've drawn a bow. If that makes sense.
Okay, so how do you want to play this then, guys? Do you want to act as guests, or do you want to hang behind us whilst myself and Snow scout ahead?
That's a door you're standing right next to, by the way, Siege, which can be open.
Yeah, I've figured that. Okay. Oh, yeah, open. Oh!
Let's have you stick out ahead.
Shouldn't have opened that.
So you open the door and you see this like burning sort of bonfire in the center of the room, and a bunch of people they're kind of like sitting almost like cross-legged around it. Some of them have their eyes shut. When you open the door, some of them sort of look up and then like go back to not paying attention to you.
Are they sitting on the floor, or are there like benches?
They're sitting on the floor.
Dank. Snow walks over and sits on the floor too.
And Siege will make a gesture. Stay there to the party and move up with Snow.
Can we see what these figures are?
Yeah, so they are armored figures, like just regular old statues of heroes of times gone by. From the way that this place is like the tiles are cracked, and this fire is like coming through a hole in the floor. It's not been built there like that. It seems like they've kind of like co-opted this place rather than like it was like built for them. So looking around, the statues they look more noble than what you kind of see around you.
Right.
So when you kneel down, some of them sort of look up at you, and then you see this guy here at the top kind of like look at the door which you've left open.
Snow glares at Siege and then goes and shuts the door. Before, or like as she's shutting, as she's shutting the door. Wait, this is a terrible idea. No, as she shuts the door, she does like the smart motion from the meme to them, and she sits back down next to Siege.
So you all sit down, and the ones across from you, these guys here seem to be like chanting, and these ones on either side aren't chanting, but they are like clearly enraptured with the goings on, and like you can feel the heat from this pit fire. It's like being dug out, and it is like a intense heat. Like you feel like, even you, Siege, with your tiefling origin, you feel like the beads of sweat on your brow as this, and there's a slight smell in the air of just slightly singeing fur from next to you. Not particularly strong, but just slight, like the edges of your hairs under that disguise are curling in the heat.
Do I recognize the chant they're doing, or does Siege?
Give me a religion check for both of you if you want to check. So Snow, you think it sounds like a lullaby, and that makes you think that, hey, maybe they're trying to sing the baby to sleep here. Siege, it's in a language that you actually kind of recognize. You can't really make out the words, but it sounds like they're speaking in Infernal or chanting in Infernal. It's something dark. You can't quite hear them from here, but like they are reciting something. It's like if you were to read scripture, you're not chanting it like rhythmically, but like and he said this, and you're reading it as that kind of like cadence of people who are reading like scripture over and over again. That's what it sounds like.
So I can't make out the words, but I recognise the language. Yeah,
you can kind of get snippets and bits. It's like when you hear someone talking across the room, and it's like the sound of this fire. You just hear bits and pieces, and you're like, that's definitely Infernal that you're hearing.
Right. Okay. So Siege, hearing this, is going to start reciting. What's he going to talk about? It's going to talk about like the farm in Infernal to Snow, trying to keep it as like nondescript as possible, so they're trying to match what they're doing and stuff without obviously knowing the words, without knowing any weird, creepy chants.
Okay. Give me a performance with advantage on this one. Nice.
Hey!
So you start chanting, and you're able to like copy the cadence and stuff that they're speaking in as well. Snow, as far as you're concerned, these guys are singing some sort of lullaby to a child, and Siege has just joined in. Meanwhile, let's cut back to the other crew. Those guys have just opened the door and then sort of slightly panicked, and then walked off and then closed the door on the other side. What would you
Do they
like?
do this more often? Leave you behind, or
Normally it's us leaving them behind.
oh?
Not wrong.
So what do you do then?
Well, we just wait. And we hear something wrong, then go in and save them.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
so you two are the superheroes of your friend group.
Absolutely.
Well, I suppose in this world, common sense is a superpower.
So now we wait.
And huge muscles.
So, can you all three of you roll perception?
Oof.
Harzana, you hear the sound of someone walking down the corridor to the north.
Psst, someone is coming.
What do we do?
Get ready to jump them.
He's ready now.
Hopefully we can do this silently.
So the footsteps get closer. You doing anything else, or just standing exactly where you are? Or?
I guess
Standing.
Take one step forward.
Okay.
I
So
get ready to throw some fire at them.
a man comes around the corner in armor, and he like
What kind of armor?
like the armor of the guys that were standing there before, but this looks like a different person from what you've seen. And he sees you, and he sort of like stops, and you can see like a bit of surprise in his face, and he kind of looks at you like, and you see him like look at your weapons, and he sort of puts his hand on the pommel of his sword, and he's just kind of
Don't make a sound.
I'm gonna like put a hand up, like like I'm demonstrating to him that we're no threat, and I'm like, we're a little bit lost. We were invited, but the people who invited us seem to have disappeared. Can you sort us out?
he sort of looks at you, and he's like, "Who invited you?"
Gonna look at Hazana like I'm expecting her to come up with a better name for a cultist than I would.
Are you
So
are you
just,
here? Are you here for the ceremony?
Yes.
Okay, you're in the wrong place. Please follow me.
Absolutely.
And here we go, splitting the party.
I have given Harzana a pendant before, like while we were climbing the ladder.
So you feel that pendant like swing slightly as it like goes away. Is Kix coming?
Apparently yes.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to. Like, do you want to try and stay behind?
No, I will stay behind.
Okay.
By the way, like Hazana, if you want me to like stab this guy in the back while we're going, just say
Kix will stay behind.
So he heads up this way and opens this door. And he gestures at this door here and says, "The ceremony will be in here. I believe it's starting very soon."
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And he takes a sort of step to the side and he kind of looks at you and he's like, "You're welcome." And he sort of steps back to here. So ahead of you guys, you can see
Oh god.
a whole bunch of stuff going on, and let me just check how much you can see. Yes, you can see all the way forward. So you see a whole bunch of these guys like kneeling down in front of a whole bunch of like weird looking altar things, and then at the front of the room there's this like thing drawn on the ground, and there is two of the guys in the robes with their hoods down, and in the center of this sort of pentagram almost is a small baby, and then just behind it is a Triglavian demon that you've seen before, which is currently chained up. The chain's like attached to the walls behind. And at the moment, not much else is going on. Meanwhile, in the other room, Snow, see, just chanting at you, some sort of lullaby to children.
I not having any idea what he's saying, Snow is going to kind of mimic his gestures and kind of open and close her mouth like she's saying something, but since she doesn't know even closely the words, she's just faking it at this point.
Okay, and you feel the pendant,
She kind of
like that you gave the other one to Harzana. You feel that like pulling off as like they've walked around. Obviously, they've clearly moved quite a way. Like went sort of behind. You could feel it like pulling to the side, and then it went like around almost the top, and it now feels like they are north of you somewhere.
the moment that happens, she starts nudging Siege and like kind of whisper / mouth to them, "Hey, something happened. They're moving."
So, just as a quick point of reference, I don't know if you saw my DM. Siege was waiting for a natural break in the chanting to make his exit with Snow.
Okay. So with your previous roll, you can do so. You can easily find a part where it seems like they start to repeat the same bit again. You know, they're like obviously in some sort of like prayer or something. So you can feel when that part is coming up, and you go to stand up and leave. Before you do so though, let's quickly just cut to Kix, who's it almost feels like the guard didn't notice you because you were small and behind them, and it was kind of dark, and he turned and walked off, and you just stayed behind, and he didn't really notice that you just were never there. So you're standing in this corridor alone.
What they're doing, not of my business, but I'm here just waiting to see when they come back so I can lead them to the sewers again, or something else happens, and I will react to that.
Okay. In that case, we'll go back to Snow and Siege. So Siege, that break has come.
Okay, so gonna stand up unhurriedly and then gesturing as subtly as I can to Snow, just to turn and leave without making any overt motion that we're in a hurry or anything like that. Just head for the door.
Yep, Snow follows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do so. So you open the door and head out, and you see Kix in the shadows in this little corridor in the side.
And Siege is gonna deliberately leave the door open.
No, it's close the door. She rudely gestures at Kix. Where'd everyone go?
They went with 2 guards.
Did they get captured?
No, they were just talking something and just they went that way.
My God, we have to follow them. Where'd they go? Show us.
It's to the left.
Well, come on, let's go. We have to help them.
Okay.
You hear a slam from behind you.
Did they go in here?
I don't know.
Sorry.
They just went into this hallway. I don't
So
know.
when you opened the door,
There's a person in bed.
You saw someone in bed. It looked like they were asleep.
Oh, if they're asleep,
Oh,
Siege is
okay.
going to try and rob them.
Siege, come on, we have to go. Oh, here's another door.
So
I
if
don't
you're
think there's
entering the
anyone
room,
in
I'm
here.
going to need a stealth check from you, Siege.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Nice. So Siege sneaks into this room.
Is there anything valuable in the room at all?
Investigation.
Oof.
Not as far as you can tell.
Okay. Gonna try and pickpocket the sleeping person, see if there's anything useful.
Okay. That'll be sleight of hand. Let me just see if he notices. So you see him like roll over a bit as you like go into his pocket. He like kind of like shuffles to like roll onto his side, but nothing in his pocket.
Nothing in his pocket at all. Okay. Then I'll leave.
So as you turn to walk away, can you make a wisdom save?
Wisdom save. Okay.
Yeah. Nice. So you hear him like say something, and when you sort of turn to look, he was like lying on his side, and his face is looking at you. It's like the hand on head thing is he kind of like felt you realized something was there, and he kind of rolled over and then waited till your turn, and then tried to cast a spell at you. So you feel this like your every joint in your body almost seems to lock up for a moment, and then the spell fails to take on you, and he is going to can you, Siege, and probably Snow and Kix, just roll initiative for me quickly. So you guys are surprised by him, and he's just cast that spell. Snow, you heard Siege go in there, and you heard some words, but that's all you heard. You don't actually know what's going on.
Alright, well, seeing as how Siege is slacking, I'll walk over and yell at him.
And you see this guy in the bed, like with his hands up in like a spell casting position.
Apologies, Sir John. What the heck are you doing? The ceremony is starting. Wait, no, she wouldn't know that. What are you doing? We have to go find our guests.
And Kix.
Kix is then the hallway, not in front of the door, so more like the hallway, just like waiting. We were supposed to go there, and now they're messing up again here, so like waiting.
Siege, you get the feeling that that person tried to cast Hold Person on you, by the way. So yeah, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Siege doesn't like being threatened. He's going to go in for us just draw his rapier and go for him.
Okay, he's prone, so you get advantage on him.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, that hits. So you just draw your rapier and lunge in at this guy. And like you hit him, like looks painful. And he is going to first of all, he is going to like do some other spell, and a floating spiritual weapon appears next to you, and then is going to try and attack you. So I wonder if I can make it do that. No, I can't. Just looking for the spell casting button for the NPC. I'll just do it manually. 19 against your AC for that one.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, for 4 damage, 4 force damage.
Okay.
And then he is going to bonus action, and a firebolt shoots out of his hand. You're right next to him, so he's going to get. No, it's not. You must make a dex save.
Okay.
Nice, you pass. So no damage as this bolt hits the ceiling above you. And Snow, you see this happening. Combat clearly.
So she's gonna take a step in to hopefully not draw attention if someone runs down the hallway and cast Charm Person.
Mm-hmm.
The 2nd level.
So he fails.
Oh, 1 additional creature. Never mind. I wanted to do it. Alright, that was. Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, first level basically you wanted to do.
Yeah, because
fine.
otherwise it's not
waste.
worth.
Yeah, so he fails.
So he's charmed.
Yes.
Siege, stop fighting. We have to go find our friends. They might be in danger. He's under my effects. Don't attack him.
Yeah, how long's that
Friend,
gonna last for,
we
Lassie?
are-
He's tried to kill me, and he
He
knows
didn't
where
try
we
to
are.
kill you. You turned. Yeah. No, he doesn't.
You don't know what
Sir. So
he
we
cast
are
a spell at
fellow.
me.
Yeah. But did it hurt you?
No, but you don't know that. He just
No,
tried to
so
cast
you're
another spell at me and tried to hit me.
Yeah, because you stabbed him.
Yeah, because he cast a bloody spell on me.
You need to calm down. They're putting our
Kicks.
mission in jeopardy. We cannot fight.
Kicks, your turn.
This is annoyed by the waiting, so walks up to the door, sees them, and what's the hold up? Let's hurry up. I don't get paid by. Oh wait, I don't get paid. Let's go.
Siege.
My turn.
Siege is gonna stab him again.
Okay.
Don't, are you kidding me? If you attack him, it breaks the charm.
I know it does. Siege is well aware of that.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit right there. What's that? 17. Oof. So he looks pretty bad. He's in a bad way, that guy, and he's lying in his bed, with blood pooling out of him, and he's gonna reach out to you, Siege, grab you, and you feel wounds that you've previously had just rupture and burst, and you take 21 necrotic damage as he casts inflict wounds on you.
Very nice. Alright.
Snow.
Snow's pissed. She's gonna, because she wasted a spell slot on this, so she leaves, closes the door, and continues to look.
Kix, are you going with Snow?
Heck yeah.
Okay, Siege.
Siege is unconscious.
Oh, is Siege down?
Yeah, Siege is down. So, death saving throw?
Yeah, that'd be a death saving throw.
I don't know if I would have done that if I known he was down.
Well, you'd probably see him go down, to be fair.
Would I have seen it?
Yeah, because it happened on the other guy's turn, and then your turn.
Oh.
So you would have seen him go down. It's just Wrath, the player,
Okay,
didn't
well,
tell
fine.
us that he'd gone down, is all.
Oof.
Well, because if he went down, I would have cast a spell to help
Yeah,
him.
roll it back slightly. Don't do that death save just yet. So,
Oh,
So she's gonna cast Healing Word.
okay. So Siege, you're up on 8.
So that was a bonus action. Then she's gonna yell at him, "Stop attacking people! This is a waste of our time! Sir, we are sorry. We are leaving your room. You are perfectly fine. We're gonna go get some help."
Kix, I take it you're doing nothing as before?
And nothing as before.
Okay, Siege, you're on the floor, but you're on 8 health.
Get up and stab him.
Okay, go for it. He is still prone, so that is a hit. And it does kill him.
Good.
Siege, I swear to God, we wasted so much for you to come in here to attack a random person.
You didn't need to follow me. It was my choice.
Yeah, and you almost died.
Yeah. I said that's my choice.
Meanwhile, Harzana and Sir Tristan, unaware that any of this is going on, are in an antechamber before some sort of ritual is clearly preparing to start.
So could we hear what's going on? Like, are they doing some sort of ritual at the baby?
At the moment, it sounds like they're just kind of talking, but it looks like they're preparing. Like people are like these guys here are kind of like lighting incense and candles and stuff, and these guys are like still like marking stuff out. So it looks like they're clearly preparing for something, but it's not started yet.
What about the Triglavian?
It's chained up. The chains are holding it. In fact, let me just draw them. Chains are holding it sort of like here, like that, and that. You see those lines?
Mm-hmm.
And the baby's currently sitting sort of like on the floor. You can hear some cries from the baby as it's sitting right in front of it. The Triglavian can't reach it, the baby or anything. At the minute, it's being held back like by its arms.
Have any of them seen us?
At the moment, it doesn't seem so. You kind of just walked through and stopped, and they're kind of bustling away there. Did you close the door behind you, by the way?
Yeah, I assume so.
I saw it just closed right there, as I said, so.
Turn to Tristan.
So we've found the baby then.
Yeah, this is what we came for. We need to save the baby.
That's true. The presence of a baby does negate my opportunity to collapse the entire building. So yeah, I guess we got to do this the right way.
I can see if I can get a good shot at the Triglavian. Get rid of that. As soon as I fire the shot, then hell will break loose.
So the marker in the middle, that one's the baby.
Yeah, there isn't a 5e tools marker for baby, so I just used commoner.
These are cultists. And what do these guys look like? The ones closest to us?
These are cultists as well. They're just different types of cultists, like within the game, if that makes sense.
Do they look like heavily armed cultists?
No, they're wearing robes. I don't know why it makes it look like that in that little icon, but they're just wearing. These are the guys wearing the same robes that you've seen before, like the kind of regular black robes.
Deep sea cultists.
Yeah, I know. That's just the icon. But...
okay then. This looks like a sea of humanoids, and I am never more confident than wading through a sea of humanoids. So, if we assume that the Triglav is chained up, we basically just need to kill at least 7 people, and then get the baby back.
7? I only count 5.
Well, this is based on the formation of the 6 I can see, would suggest that there is at least 1 more that I can't see. Likely 2 more that I can't see. Possibly 3 more that I can't see.
Okay, so with the Triglavian chained up, then I can
The Triglavian's chained up, so we don't have to worry too much about that.
I can shoot down the 2 cultists at the altar, then you have to catch the attention of the remaining.
Yeah, the door is unfortunately 10 meters wide, so I can plant myself in the middle of it and they'll struggle to get past me, but obviously it's a little bit harder than if it was just 5 meters. So basically, if I stand in the doorway and you start blowing things up over the top of me, we should be okay. If they were going to kill the baby, they'd have killed the baby by now, so there has to be specific circumstances under which they kill the baby. So I'm not worried about us charging in there, breaking shit, and then being like, "Hi, you came for this baby. Let's kill this baby."
Okay, let's go then.
Okay.
I'll take the first shot.
So how do I get myself into a half space, Mr. DM?
So I believe you hold shift. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, half spaces don't exist in combat, so.
Well. Then
Yeah, Mr. Rules Lawyer.
I just determine which space I am in based on which space they attempt to move through.
Yes. So you can be in this one, or you can be in this one. So it's your choice.
We'll go with this one.
Okay. So you
Oh, great. There's only 7 of them.
you like
Stand chance.
walk forwards like, and some of these guys sort of like look over their shoulder at you and then like hold their gaze for a moment and look away for a brief second, and we will.
As he walks forward, so do I, and then I fire a guiding bolt at one of the red hooded one, hoping to catch them off guard.
One of these ones. Okay, roll it.
Yeah. Do I get an advantage if they're unaware of us?
No, you don't get advantage, but you maybe get a surprise round, which is different. So, but you don't get advantage. Nice. So your guiding bolt flies through the room, between the heads of these, or above the heads of these cultists in their robes, kneeling on the ground of this chamber, between these two old altars, and then into this one here.
Yeah.
And then slams into the back of this guy in the robes, kneeling over the infant child before the demon, and we will come back to that in just a moment. Siege and Snow and Kix, you guys are down here having just murked a sleeping man, burning multiple spell slots and health to do so. What would you like to do now?
Make it look like he's sleeping and then leave.
Okay. That's not difficult. You just got to
Cool.
tuck him into bed.
Yeah, and cover up the wounds.
Do we hear anything that Harzana and Tristan are doing?
Not from here.
Okay. So Snow's like dangling the thing and was like, "Come on, let's go. We don't know where they are, if they're in trouble or not."
Stupid token.
I'm guessing it leads me up here, right?
Mm-hmm. Like it's pulling sort of to the right.
Well, it's open. Go to the right. So she looks to the right. Come on, let's go.
And
So, seeing as how the rooms. So,
that was continue, please.
Oh, I was gonna say, seeing as how like the room, she's starting to move like a little slower. Oh wait, well now she opens
Okay.
to see them.
So
Oh my gosh!
as I'm moving back, as you open the door, literally as you open it is when Harzana releases that bolt, and you just literally open the door like, "Hey guys!" and then this bolt flies out of Harzana across past Sir Tristan, who's standing in the doorway with his shield, over the heads of these guys who are kneeling, apparently unaware, and slams into this guy here. So if you could all roll initiative.
Two nat ones, damn.
Me rolling in that one for initiative for a combat I started.
This is good though. You're more the defensive one though, so maybe it'll pay off.
Okay. So, Harzana, you shot at this one. Let me just open the initiative tracker for this stream. That is a hell of a lot of people to cover. Let's just put it here. Damn it, Sir Tristan. That pulls my camera in. Right, so let me just make sure I mark off the one that Harzana hit. and that was for 13 damage. Nice. Cool. So they are all surprised. So we, Harzana, you kicked it off, but we are in a surprise round. So they all miss. Harzana, it's you again.
I will do another moonbeam. Place it right on top of the guy I shot.
Right here next to the baby.
Yeah.
And does that work
This is a
underground,
precision.
by the way?
Doesn't say anything. It doesn't work.
Okay. Some spells like that do.
I'll just do another guiding bolt at him.
Okay.
And this time I got advantage since the previous guiding bolt.
Nice. $21 hits. 12. Nice. That's a solid hit as well. So this guy is just literally there, just having a regular old Saturday afternoon baby sacrifice, and just gets shot in the back twice by Harzana, the woman that literally blows people up. Nilo. Kirks.
I'm done. I'm not done.
Sorry.
I activate the archer. And then I fire at the cultist at the front of the ones being close to us.
So, this one.
The guy in the front, the one that's closest to us.
This one? Okay. Yeah, so 21 hits. Nice. Solid hit. Cool. Anything
And
else
that's
from
my
you?
turn.
Right. Kix, it's you.
What's the range? I'm shocked by all this. But since I saw the tall lady attack someone, I'm gonna follow and cast Frostbite on the person she just attacked, the front guy.
That's this one here.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so he has to
Which
make...
needs to succeed on a DC 14 Constitution save.
Yeah.